welcome back to my channel. It's Friday again, so I'm doing Friday Reads. I'm going to share with you the current books that I'm reading and ones that I plan to read in the month of April. So let's start with my audiobook. I have out from the library an audiobook. I took out Pride and Prejudice because I tried reading this physically. I got to chapter 4 and I said, no way, it's not for me. And I said, and my friend said, try the audiobook. So I started over again, and I think I'm on chapter 9 now on audiobook. So I do like the audiobook better than physically reading it. So I'm going to continue doing that, but I don't know what's all the hype. I really don't. I am going to read this. I'm trying to finish it because it is on my 50-50 list, and we'll see if I could check it off my TBR, but it's a struggle, real struggle. So anyway, moving on. This is going to be a spoiler. I already videotaped my unboxing, so it's coming up next week. But I started reading one of the books that I hauled in my haul for next week. And I started reading it because I was editing all my videos, and while you edit, you have to sit there and wait for it to save, then you have to wait for it to upload. So I sat here and I was like, oh, what book could I read really quickly? So I started reading this one. It is I've Been Thinking by Maria Shriver. It is a nonfiction book. It's really uplifting. It's one of those books where you are thinking throughout. And I sat with a highlighter and I highlighted some quotes out of here. So I already read, just by uploading and doing my videos, I read 14 pages, and I already, and let me show if you could see, I already highlighted throughout things that spoke to me. So this is definitely a book that you can reread. Look. There's lots of highlights, so lots of quotes. It's very uplifting. Let me just say, it says, so today I chose to live in the present. Let's see. So today, start where you are. The past is gone, the future isn't here. So today, start where you are, not where you wish you were, but where you are. So really uplifting quotes. And then there's also prayers in here. It says, Dear God, I am enough and I am worthy. Help me to know that each day is a gift and I can begin anew. Amen. So really cool quotes and stuff that I highlighted in here, and I really enjoy it. So this is something where you can read occasionally. It is broken up in different chapters, and very fast read and very thought-provoking. Very good. I'm really enjoying it so far. So yeah, so that's this one. Okay, moving on to my fiction books. My fiction books. I am reading a YA book that I read in March that I didn't finish. It is I thought it was a middle grade because they pulled it out of my middle grade box, but when I looked on Goodreads, it says YA. I am reading Stolen Children by Peg Carrett. I don't know if I said her name right. I'm really enjoying this one. This is about a 3-year-old that gets stolen, but not only does the 3-year-old get stolen, but the 13-year-old who was babysitting her also gets stolen. And I'm really enjoying it, and the 13-year-old is very smart, and she's trying to get away from the people who stole her. And I have read 93 pages of it, and this is the book that I'm keeping in my pocketbook because I needed something short to read that's not too heavy. This book is very short, so when I'm at the doctor's appointment or whatever, this is the book that I have in my pocketbook. So yeah, and I'm going to show you why I have this one and not my other one that I'm currently reading. Okay, so this is what I'm carrying in my pocketbook, or I have it in my car. Also, I carry it with me to work just in case I get there early and I start reading the little book. So the book that I am physically reading in the daytime and at night is a tome, and I'm reading this with Jen from Jen's bookshelf. And it is a huge book, and I am reading this one. It is very heavy. It's called Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. I also have this on my Goodreads group, so if anybody wants to join us, they can. There is, I split it up into 10 sections. Every 100 pages you get to comment, and So I am reading this one. My goal was to read 50 pages a day. I did that on the first 2 days and then I got stumped. So where am I in this book? I am currently on page 166. The page is 100. Let's see. From pages 1 to 100 was amazing. It was fast paced. I really enjoyed it. Then it switched POVs and I got stumped. So yeah, I was reading it, but not really interesting in the second part of the book. So I trudged along. Jen said, keep reading, keep reading. It will go back into the first POV very soon. So I haven't gotten to this first POV back again. So yeah, I'm reading it, enjoying part of it, not enjoying part of it. So I'm going to continue reading. It's a huge book, big commitment, but Jen is pushing along. I think Jen is already on page 200 and something, so she's reading a lot faster than me. Yeah, I think the second POV is really stumping me bad. So yeah, so I'm going to continue reading this and see how well I do. Okay, so, oh, and also in my Kindle, I have a Kindle book. This is my Kindle. I have a Kindle book. The book that I'm reading on here is, I'm reading Secret Mother. This is the book club pick for Lisa's book club, which is Divas something or other. I have to look up with the title. She changed the name, but it used to be Lisa's book club. So anyway, I am reading that on here. I'm also carrying this along in my pocketbook because it's lightweight and I can read this whenever I don't want to read the Ken Follett book. This is what I'm currently reading. So I don't know how far I got. I think I'm up to page 60 or something in that book. Okay, moving on to stuff that I'm going to start soon. Peter Likes Books has put another video up, and he has said that he is starting his book club on April 15th. We are reading My Sweet Audrina by V.C. Andrews. Now, if you have been watching my channel for the longest time, you know that V.C. Andrews is my favorite author of all time. She is the one who got me started to reading in the 1980s. I started with Flowers in the Attic, and once I started Flowers in the Attic, I read and read and read and read and read. She just kept me reading. So I read all the way up to the point where she stopped writing her books because she passed away and somebody else took over. I don't know what book I ended on, but they started to be all the same. Same type of story about a rich person that has these bad problems and very bad stuff. So yeah, it's very dark, and I stopped reading then, but I don't remember what book I stopped at, and then I started reading other authors and stuff, but she's the one that got me into reading. Anyway, April 15th, I'm starting this. This is a library book. I hate this cover. Yeah. I might buy my own book because I love the cover where it has the little girl picture and it has a cutout in the front. So yeah. So this is the library book. I have a large print edition right here. I took out from the library. This way I figured I could read it without using my glasses. And I'm going to start this on April 15th. So yeah. Okay, the other book that I'm going to be starting, hopefully on April 15th or soon, is this one. It's on my book, Read with Mom 2 Triplets 04. We're reading We Are Water by Wally Lamb. I have this up already. If you want to start it now, you can. I will catch up. I will eventually read this in the month of April, so I already have it up. I already have my 7 days. I'm hoping to read this 1 week in the month of April. So I already have my 7 days planned, and hopefully I will get to this. Okay, moving on to the 2 books that I have out from the library that I have to return. I think I have 3 more days before I have to pay late fees. So I started 2 books out from the library, and this one I started a while ago. I don't know if I'm going to DNF it or I'm going to send it back to the library, but what I read was really good. So the first book is this one. You'll Miss Me When I'm Gone by Rachel Lynn Solomon. It is about two twins that the mother is suffering from a disease. It's called Huntington's disease. And the two girls went to have tested to see if they had it, and one of them has it and one of them does it. It's not a spoiler. It was in the synopsis. So I read that, and then I stopped reading the book. So I got up to page, where am I? 130. I got up to page 130, so I read almost half the book already. And the POVs jump back and forth, so it's the twins talking back and forth. So you have one point of view and then the other point of view of the other twin. So I really enjoyed what I liked, but I think it's getting very sad, and I'm not sure if I want to finish it. But I have 3 more days to read this, so I'm gonna go. Hopefully try to read a little bit more and see if I'm going to finish it. So that's this one. And the second book that I have out from the library that I'm currently reading, I'm reading along with my daughter Naomi. However, Naomi DNF'd it. Here is the book that we were reading. It's The Leaving by Tara Altebrando. Anyway, Naomi said to me one day, Mom, don't get ahead of me. Don't get ahead of me. Stop reading that. So I stopped reading it on page 216. I was really enjoying it. And I stopped reading it because she told me I was getting ahead of her. And then all of a sudden, Naomi says to me, Mom, I don't like the book. I'm DNF it. I'm going to read something else. So she picked up one of my other books, and she flew through it. She picked up One of Us is Lying, and she finished it. Yeah, but she didn't go back to Leaving, so I'm not sure if she's going to go back or not, because she said it was a little boring for her. So, but what I read was really enjoyable. I really enjoyed it. It's about 6 kindergarten kids that get kidnapped, and then 13 years later, 5 of them come back, and what we're reading is the aftermath of when they came back and what happened to them. So we're still trying to figure it out, what happened to them. The mother has some clues that they were kidnapped by a person. The other person thinks they were kidnapped by aliens. Another person thinks they were kidnapped by whatever. It just goes on and on and on. And there is lots of point of views, so it jumps, and that's what Naomi doesn't like about this book. It jumps from the point of views and it confuses her. But I did enjoy what I read so far, and I'm going to continue reading, so we'll see how I feel about this book when I finish it. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.